Welcome to Subramani. One question from a reader, let's call him Ram. He has not said, don't use my name, and there is Ram is a part of his name. And he says, I'm from Hyderabad. I'm age 42. I work for an MNC, and I'm a regular viewer of your channel, blah, blah, blah. I also take help of a financial advisor who recommended a multi-cap fund as they generate more alpha, and he has asked me to invest in a regular plan, saying it will get better returns than my direct plan. I have no clue how, but a direct plan depends on what the advisor is doing for you and how much fees you're paying him. But this option is something which you have to understand and then take. And he has a simple question, that I have a question related to equity mutual funds and goals tied to them. We often hear that equity mutual funds is for long term, like 5, 10 or 15 years, and as we progress over time, goals will be less than 5 years at some stage in the future. Is it necessary to transfer money from equity funds to debt funds? I think this is a very good question. Now, first of all, whether 5 years is right or whether 15 years is right depends on which part of the investment or market cycle we are in. If you think we are at the peak of the market, then 15 years is right. But if we are at the bottom of the market, 5 years is right. But anyway, 5 years for equity is a very, very tough ask. So don't get carried away saying 5 years, so I can put money in, I have a goal 5 years away. Let's say we are in 2022. So for a goal in 2027, if you put it in equity, believe me, it's a very, very tight goal. Now, he's asking, as time goes by, do I shift? Yes, you do shift. Now, suppose you have put it for 15 years and over next 5-7 years, it does very well. Let us say you wanted 20 lakhs at the end of 15 years and you find end of 5 years, it has already reached 12 lakhs. Now, you realize that if you remove that 12 lakhs after 5 years, it is long-term capital gain, and if you put it into a debt fund, you are reasonably confident that it will become 20 lakhs at the end of 15 years. So your goal will be met. The minute you feel that that amount is sufficient for the goal to be met, you remove it from equity fund and get into debt fund, because you know you're going to achieve that amount and comfortably without any stress. That's the way to do it. The other way is to say, okay, I will have a look at it every year, and end of 7 or 8 years you feel now it is sufficient, but let me still take a chance. So you put away 50% into a debt fund or 60% into a debt fund, telling yourself that every year I will transfer 10% of the remaining. So let's say it has become 12 lakhs at the end of 8th year or 9th year, and it has to just cross another 3 lakhs in the next 4 or 5 years. Maybe you take away 7 lakhs or 6 lakhs and put it into a debt fund, and you still keep the remaining in the equity fund, saying, okay, that much I have protected. Now, out of the 6 lakhs, you put 1 lakh into your debt fund on a regular basis, and knowing that anything that you put after the 12th year will be treated as short-term capital gain. So by the time you reach the 12th year, you should have reached a corpus level that in the next 3 years, in the debt return, it will still become 15 lakhs. Or you say, okay, anyway I put away 12 lakhs or anyway I put away 9 lakhs, that will become maybe 12, 13 lakhs, and the balance I will let it lie in equity. You have to be clear about what you are doing, because at the end of the 12th year, if the market is booming, it's a great time to be removing and putting everything in debt, saying, okay, 3 years later, I know it will become 15 lakhs in debt. Do I need to take the risk in equity? So please understand, equity investing is about knowing the risk of investing, having the need to take the risk, having the ability to take the risk, and having the mental strength to take the risk. All of this is necessary. Your ability to take the risk is a function of your overall net worth, how much risk you want to take, and the mental ability is, are you comfortable taking that risk, right? Do you need to take the risk, and are you capable of taking the risk? Are you mentally capable of taking the risk? All these questions have to be answered. And regarding volatility, if you put money away required in 2026 or say 2027, and next 1 year the market does very badly, it may be a fantastic sign for you to stay on, because the market will recover in the next 3-4 years. But will you be mentally strong to stay there? After say 18 months, you find that the money that you have put has become something has actually reduced. You had put 3 lakhs thinking in 5 years it will become 5 lakhs, but this 3 has now become 2.3, right? You've lost 70,000 rupees. Will you have the ability to stay during the course of this investment till the 5th year and say I will withdraw it only at the 5th year? It would be very foolish, unless you have other backup options saying, oh, I have my PF, I have my PPF, I have my husband's account or wife's account or whatever, and then it is you have all those backup plans. If you don't have those backup plans, 5 years is a very tough ask on equity. If I were to still put in equity, I would put 3 lakhs in equity, or rather I'll put about 60% of the corpus that I have. Let's say you've calculated that if you put 3 lakhs, it will become 5 lakhs in equity at the end of 5 years, or if you put 2.5 lakhs, it will double in 5 years, and therefore I'm quite okay putting 2.5 lakhs in equity today. I would not put, I would put more. First of all, I would put more. My expectations would be lesser, and I would not put more than 60% in equity. So if I am to put 3 lakhs, I would put 1,80,000 maximum in equity, not more than that, and 40% would be in debt right to start with. And every year I would shift 10% into a debt fund, and hopefully I would have my corpus. Otherwise, I am taking too much risk, or I would put more money and put it for a longer period. If it's a dead stop, like 12th standard is you have to have money on that day. It's not like buying a house or a car which you can postpone by 6 months or 8 months. This is, that in the month of March there will be result, in the month of April and May you have to make arrangements, because by June the college admissions would be on and you would have to make the payments, right? So if you know that, then it's a very, very clear specific goal with a very strict time stop, right? Exactly on that day it has to happen. So I would be a little more careful. Now he has also gone on to ask, is this applicable even if there is no specific goal? If there is no specific goal, you just let your money lie there in equity. It doesn't matter. There's a recession in the world market, keep investing. Recession in India, keep investing. Inflation in India, keep investing. No inflation in India, keep investing. Equity markets are doing very badly, keep investing. Equity markets are doing well, keep investing. Equity markets are going nowhere, keep investing. You just keep investing. When the markets are high, or you think the markets are high, or you are happy with the return, take money out for pleasurable activities. Let your family know that this camera that you bought or this vacation that you are taking is because of the boom in the markets, and that allows you to do those things. Let them also participate in the market rally. So when you're creating wealth and you have no reason at all to withdraw, but you still feel that, well, you need to use it also, use the jumps in equity returns when the market is booming. Nice to remove some money and spend it on yourself and your family, right? You can also do a reallocation of assets. You can say, oh, market is booming, let me remove some money from equity and put it in debt and preserve it. That is of course a great wealth creation tactic. But if you want the buy-in of all the others in the family who are skeptical, then you should take some money out and do some luxury activity, not for yourself. You are very clear that that money will compound better, but for the other family members. So there is a buy-in on equity generally. Will BAF help, or will gilt funds help? BAF as a category will do very badly when equity is doing badly, right? So please remember, BAF is just a way to reduce the volatility and actually reduce returns from equity, in the sense that when equity booms, BAF will do well. When equity falls, BAF will fall lesser. But will BAF ever participate as much as a pure equity fund? The answer is no. So if you can understand equity, you can create your own BAF in your own portfolio. But if you say, I don't want to do that, I want to completely leave it to the fund manager to do, then BAF is a good product. then you can also say 100% of my money is in BAF. I knew one lady who recently died maybe a year back at the age of 90, who had just one fund, right? It was the HDFC Prudence fund, which then became the BAF. Currently I think it's called BAF in HDFC, right? So she had only in one fund, and she didn't really bother about putting in here and there, and it worked for her. So you can decide on all that. But will gilt work for such a product? Answer is no. Gilt is a good product. I would suggest doing an SIP in gilt. If you are even 40-45 years of age, do an SIP in a gilt fund, or even in a drawdown in a fund which is a decreasing maturity. So it's a 20, 19, 18, the maturity keeps falling. So at the end of 20 years you will get that money, as long as you are not bothered about MTM, because interest rates will fluctuate and mark to market losses will be visible. But it shouldn't bother you, because you're anyway going to wait for redemption, right? So basis of all that way, yes, gilt, but gilt here, no. Would I remove money from an equity fund and put it in a gilt fund if I needed it exactly for my daughter's education or something like that? No. If I needed it for my daughter's wedding, maybe yes, because I know that it's not happening on one particular date which is already fixed. So it will happen. As and when it happens, I need the money, so that money can lie somewhere else. But what I need strictly on 22nd April 2027, I should have a lot of that money in debt, even as early as 2024. I hope I have answered your queries. And yeah, so Ram, I have across geographies, if people have questions, I think I have answered your query. Thank you.